everyone, welcome back to TalentSprint series on most frequently asked coding questions. In this series, we are taking a look at a variety of questions that have been asked in interviews and written exams over the years. We are not only giving you the solutions but also providing you tips and pointers along the way to help improve your coding style. In today's video, we are going to take a look at a very interesting and most commonly asked question in interviews: sorting. There are different types of sorting, and generally in your second or third round of interview, your interviewer might ask you to write the program that does selection sort or heap sort or merge sort. So these topics are a good tick mark to prepare for your interview. In today's video, we are going to take a look at selection sort. So selection sort, as you might already know, is a combination of searching and sorting. At any point of time in selection sort, there are two sub-arrays. One is unsorted, that we sort one by one, and the other one is sorted, where we fit in the sorted elements. So let me show you the function that we have written for selection sort, and I'll explain to you using a sample array how in every iteration we progress through selection sort. Now please don't be overwhelmed by looking at this code. It's fairly simple to understand and we'll go through it iteration by iteration. So first off, we have the function and we are passing our array to be sorted as input parameter. Fairly simple. Now inside this we have a for loop that will traverse through the array and another for loop that will traverse through the unsorted array. Let's take an example and see how. So let's say our array to be sorted is 11, 2, 8, 9, 3, 7, 4. Alright. Now in the first iteration, I is 0 and index is initialized to I. Now we get inside this for loop. What this for loop does is it will find the smallest element in the rest of the array. So I is initialized to 0, which is 11, and now in the remaining array, that is from 2 to 4, the second for loop will find the smallest element. How? First off, we have initialized j to I plus 1 since we have to start from 2, and the loop will run till array.length. Now inside this we are checking if the value at j is less than the value at index, which is I. Now since j is here and this is less than I, so we initialize j to our index. So our index has now moved to 2. Now in the next iteration it will check if 8 is less than index, which is not, 9 is less than index, no, 3, 7, 4. So the smallest element is 2. Now we get out of this for loop and immediately we swap this index value to the value of I, which is done here in these 3 lines of code. So for our next iteration, our array will look like 2, 11, 8, 9, 3, 7 and 4. And in this iteration now, the value of I, since we are doing I++, value of I will become 11. Alright, and index is again initialized to I, so index is also 11. Now again we go inside this for loop and check in the remaining array, which is now from 8 to 4, the smallest element. So j is 8, j is less than 11, so index will be now 11. Again 9, then when we reach 3, 3 is less than 8, so now index will become 3. Moving forward, we don't find any number less than 3, so our index will be 3. Now we move out of this for loop again, and when we go into these pieces of code, 3 lines of code, they are doing simple swapping, right? So we'll swap our index with the value of I. So the array will now look like 2, 3. Now 11 is not going to the next position, remember. 11 is going to the index position where 3 is. So 2, 3, 8, 9, 11, 7 and 4. Alright. Now in the next iteration, I and index is 8. Now again the subarray is 9, 11, 7, 4. So like I said, in selection sort at any point of time there is a sorted array and there is an unsorted array. So as you can see now, the sorted array is becoming 2, 3, 8. Slowly we are increasing. In every iteration we add one element to the sorted array, and then we check one element from the unsorted array to fit in the right place. Now since again j will start from 9, 9 is greater than 8, move on, 11 is greater than 8, again next 7 is greater than 8, finally we reach 4. 4 is not greater than 8. So 4 will become our index and I is 8. Now when we get out of this for loop again and get into these 3 lines of code that are doing the exchange, we get 2, 3. Now 4 will come at the index value is coming at the value of I. So 4 will come here, 9, 11, 7, and the I is going at the value of index, that is 8. It will come at the end. Now similarly you can go through the remaining iterations. Now the next I will be 9 and the remaining array will be 11, 7, 8. So go through the remaining iterations and check if you are getting the correct value at the end. Also what you can do is change this array to suit your different numbers and keep testing. Follow this exact pattern that in the first for loop we are changing iterations. So one iteration to the next, to the next, to the next. In the second for loop, what we are doing is we are finding the smallest element in the unsorted array, that is from with value of j, which is I plus 1, till the end. We find the smallest value, pick it up, move it at the right place, and then move on to the next iteration. Now exchanging of the right value at the right place is happening in these last 3 lines of code. Fairly simple, right? So now in the main, as you see, we have used the same array that I just used as an example for you. And first off, we are printing the array before sorting. So we are using a for loop to print the array. Then we are calling our function selection sort and passing the array to it. And then after the function is called, we are again printing the sorted array using the last for loop. I hope this explanation was simple and easy to understand. We'll bring in more interesting questions like these in our upcoming videos, so don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions, please drop a comment below or leave us a mail at the email ID mentioned on the screen. Thank you for watching, friends, and happy coding!